So we'll begin with prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 7, text 42 to 44. Page 42. Tasmin deva kruto vare bhavantam vai suradaya didiksva samesyanti rajanascha yasasvinaha. Translation and purport. O Lord, exalted demigods and glorious kings, eager to see you, will all come to that best of sacrifices. Purport. The Acharyas explain that Narada here means to say that since all the great personalities will come especially to see Lord Krishna, he should also come to that sacrifice. Number 43. Shravanat Kirtanat Dhyanat Puyanten Antes Vasa Ina Tava Brahma Maya Sesha Kim Varsinaha. Translation. O Lord, even outcasts are purified by hearing and chanting your glories and meditating upon you, the absolute truth. What then to speak of those who see and touch you? Sridhar Swami interprets the word Brahma Mayasya to mean Brahma Ghana Murte, of the concentrated form of the absolute truth. We'll read one more verse, text number 44. Yashamalam diviyasya katitam rasayan bhumaucha se bhuvana vitanam mandakini divi bhogavati chado gangeti cheha chalanambu punati viswam. Translation. My dear Lord, you are the symbol of everything auspicious. Your transcendental name and fame is spread like a canopy all over the universe, including the higher, middle, and lower planetary systems. The transcendental water that touches your lotus feet is known in the higher planetary systems as the Mandakini river, in the lower planetary systems as the Bhogavati, and in this earthly planetary system as the Ganges. This sacred transcendental water flows throughout the entire universe, purifying wherever it goes. Purport. This translation is based on Srila Prabhupada's Krishna book. Sridhara Swami mentions that the word Digvitanam indicates that Lord's transcendental glory spread throughout the universe like a cooling canopy over the universal directions. In other words, the whole world can find shelter under the cooling shade of the Lord's lotus feet. Thus, the Lord is Bhuvana Mangala, the symbol of everything auspicious of this world. Om Agnanatimirandasya Jnananjnanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadi Swamantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parinitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanitam Sha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravardhacharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Satarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratise Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Pancha Kalpatarubhesha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you for giving this opportunity on this auspicious day of Radhastami. I seek blessings of all assembled devotees. Where
Closer so I could hear him. Could I get closer so I can hear him? I want to put my back to him. All right, don't.
Your back is lovely.
What did you say?
When I said your back is lovely, don't worry about it.
Thank you so much.
No problem. So we are in this chapter 70, Lord Krishna's daily activities. We saw earlier how he performed his daily activities. So these verses are spoken by Narada Muni. He is inviting Lord Krishna to Rajasuya sacrifice to be performed by Pandavas. So Narada Muni is glorifying Krishna. And then he is telling some of the Krishna's qualities here in these verses. The first one is telling is that he's telling all the kings will come to sacrifice only because you will come there. Because wherever Krishna is coming with. So just to see Krishna, all the kings will come because Krishna's darshan is durlabha. It's very rare. Now we know that pastime in Bhagavatam only, where Mahavishnu wanted to see Krishna, so he has to steal Brahmana's sons. So Krishna's darshan is not easy where everybody can see because when he performed his pastimes in this planet, so he was there only in selected places, in Mathura, Dwarka, or Vrindavan, like that. So Narada Muni is telling that this is an opportunity for all the kings of the world. This sacrifice, all will come because if you come, my dear Lord, then they will all come for this sacrifice to see you. So it's a chance for everyone to get your darshan. So he's telling that because Krishna is Bhaktavatsala, he wants to please his devotees. So Narada Muni is convincing Krishna how to come because there were two situations arranged here. Narada Muni already knew that. There's one messenger came, another messenger about the thousands of kings imprisoned by Jarasandha. So, and then Narada Muni comes to invite Rajasuya sacrifice. So both have to be performed. So Narada Muni is glorifying Krishna and stressing with his qualities why he should not neglect the sacrifice in giving preference to killing Jarasandha. So another quality is explaining in verse number 43 is that you are Parabrahman. So he's telling here Brahma Maya Sesa. So translation it's mentioned here. Full manifestation of the absolute truth. Narada Muni is telling Krishna as Sava Brahma Maya Sesa. So you are full manifestation of the absolute truth. And just by Shravanat, Kirtanat, Dhyanat, that then Pujante Ante Visayina. So just by Shravanat, by hearing Kirtanat, chanting, and Dhyanat, meditation. We have 9 process of devotion service, starts with Shravana, Kirtana, Smarana, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Apanivedanam. So we have 9 processes. It starts with Shravana, Kirtana, Dhyana. So here also Narada Muni is telling that just by Shravana, Kirtana, Dhyana, on whom one should do? On Krishna. What happens? He is telling that Puyante Ante Vishayanaha. So Vishaya means it is all the desires. One another is you can say, or here it's mentioned here outcast. So anyone can get purified, or senses will get purified with the desires, what we have material desires, by Shravana, Kirtana, Dhyana, by hearing and chanting and meditating. Why? Because Tava Brahma Mayasya. So you are the full manifestation of the absolute truth. And then he's telling that Kim Utshebi Marin Sinaha. What then to speak of those who see and touch you? The exalted devotees of Krishna, those who are constantly with him. That means they are already purified. They are fully purified. So when we say Krishna is the full manifestation of absolute truth, means even Bhagavad Gita also Parandhama, Parabrahma, Pramam Bhavan. Arjuna is telling that Krishna, you are the Paramdhama, Parabrahma. You are the full absolute truth. So absolute truth, we hear this in a Parabrahma many places. So absolute truth is everything that's existing. So Parabrahman. So Brahman is transcendental. Parabrahman is complete manifestation of the transcendental potencies. It's called Parabrahman or absolute truth. So what are these potencies? Primarily, these transcendental potencies are grouped or divided into 3 categories. Sandhini Shakti, Samvit Shakti, and Ladini Shakti. So there are the 3 categories. Sandhini Shakti is the Lord's external existence aspect, Sat aspect. Sandhini is. So we know that Parabrahman also called Satchidananda Vijay. Krishna is also called Satchidananda Vijay. Brahma Samhita Vijay, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vijay, Anadi Radhe Govinda Sarvakala. So who is Krishna? Ishvara Parama. He is Satchidananda Vigraha. So who is Krishna? Krishna is Satchidananda Vigraha. He is the form, he is this transcendental form who is made up of Satchit and Ananda. We have material bodies. What is made up of? Asat, Chit, Nirananda. Means this 5 metal elements were made up of. This is Panchabhuta. But it is all what is the functioning of this body? It gives us, it is asat. It's not, it's temporary body. We're changing the body every time. It's temporary. Achit, it's not, we forget everything, we don't have any knowledge. And Niranand, this body gives misery every time. Krishna is Satchidananda Vijay. He is transcendental. He has, because of these potencies, he has potencies. So what is that? That is, first is the Sat potency, that is the Sandhini potency. It is existential position of Krishna. This is Dhamma, is everything that exists, Krishna's mother, father, abode, house, wedding, everything that exists. They are all the transformations of this Sat potency or Sandhini potency. Sat, or in other words, it's the Brahman manifestation of Krishna. Everything is existing. And then there is Samved potency, is the knowledge, Chit potency of Lord. Chit means knowledge potency, knowledge. As Paramatma, he expands into all living entities, Samved potency. What is the knowledge that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Lord Krishna? The knowledge that Lord is the Supreme Lord, Krishna is the Supreme Lord. And all other kinds of knowledge. It's all coming from Krishna's potency. And there is Ladini, or Ananda potency of Lord. That is the pleasure-giving potency. Pleasure-giving to whom? Krishna. And who gives pleasure to Krishna? That is Ladini potency. We will spend most of the time on discussing Ladini potency, because Ladini potency is the manifestation of Srimati Radha. So these three potencies, these are called energies of Krishna. Okay. So these are energies of Krishna, or these potencies of Krishna. Krishna has opulences also. So they are different. There are 6 opulences of Krishna. We know that his full strength he has, full beauty, all of this. Those are the qualities of Krishna. But these potencies are, this is inseparable of Krishna. Potencies are. Of course, that is also inseparable, that's quality like that. Prabhupada explains that when fire is there, heat is automatically there. Fire and heat cannot be separated. Somewhere you feel heat means we understand that there is a fire element is there somewhere. Or when you see fire, that means if you go near, there will be heat will be there. So like that, these potencies of Krishna are inseparable from Krishna. Krishna is Atmaram. Atmaram means he's fully satisfied. He doesn't need anybody, anyone. Nothing is needed for Krishna from external, outside. Everything is with him. So when we say Krishna is Atmaram, that means he is fully satisfied. How is fully satisfied? So he has these potencies that satisfy him. That is Ladini potency, satisfies him. How he does that? Eternally, this potency has become this taken form of Radharani. Radharani is the full manifestation of Ladini potency of Krishna. This Krishna is one, he manifests into 2, Radha and Krishna. They are inseparable. Now we cannot trace back. They are eternally, they are two personalities. So there is a verse, beautiful verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita that explains Radha and Krishna's this manifestation. Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikritir Ladini Shakti Rasmat Ekat Manav Api Bhuvi Pura Dehe Vedam Gatauto. So it's telling that the loving affairs of Sri Radha and Krishna are transcendental manifestations of Lord's internal pleasure-giving potency. Although Radha and Krishna are one in their identity, previously they separated themselves. So they are one, but they separated themselves. For what? For this. For giving pleasure, that is for loving affairs of Radha, that transcendental, for internal pleasure, to give pleasure to Krishna. So Krishna wants pleasure, he manifested himself as Radharani, and they both perform transcendental pastimes, transcendental activities. Then that is, they both have certain pleasure. So this is the Ladini potency of Lord. Of course, the other potencies also, absolute truth also has, like the marginal potency and then external energy, marginal energy, and all living entities are the marginal entities. And the external energy is separated energy of Krishna, like this material world. The internal potency is never separate from Krishna. Marginal potency, like we living entities, we have tendency to be with Krishna or to be with external energy. We are marginal, we are in between. But the Krishna's internal potency is never separated. When you say this potency of Krishna means, internal potency means they are personalities. They are all personalities. All this Ladini, Samveda, all this and Sandhini Shaktis, they are all personalities. Because spiritual world, everything is as conscious, a personality. So when we say in this metal, our understanding is when you say a person's potency or energy, he has this capacity or energy, means we think that he has this wealth or this thing. It's like it's not related to like as a personality. But for Krishna, his potency means they are all personalities. The chief personality among them is Radharani. Why? Because Krishna is absolute truth. He is Satchidananda Vigraha. He is full manifestation of these potencies, and that are in his transcendental Sham Sundar form. And then in that form, his only business is to enjoy. Prabhupada quotes this story that once one German traveler, he was visiting India and he went to different temples. And then he wants to understand who is the Supreme Lord. And each temple in India, he saw that different personalities, deities. They're all doing different activities. Someone is holding bow and arrow, and someone is holding a chakra, someone is holding gada, like the different instruments, weapons. Generally, he finds in temple. When he comes to Lord Krishna's temple, you see he's playing flute. He's not holding any weapon. Then he's telling that this must be the God because he has no other business to do. So, Lord means he has no other business to do. He is not forced to do anything. He is not forced to. So he's just the form of Krishna, Satchidananda form, if you see on the altar, he's just playing the flute. And he's never separated from Radharani. When you say Krishna, Radha is included. So Radharani and Krishna, they are one, but they are eternally separated. So now also it says, that now why? Because rather separated for pleasure potency. So Radharani is giving pleasure potency to Krishna. Everybody loves Krishna. Krishna is Supreme Lord. Everybody wants to know about Krishna. Everybody wants to love Krishna. That's our nature. Jivera Swarupai Nityara Krishna Das. We all want to love Krishna. Why? Because we are seeking pleasure. By loving Krishna, we get pleasure. But right now, we are all seeking pleasure from the material things. The Prabhupada explains in one of his lectures that the tendency for us to seek pleasure is coming from Krishna. Because we are all part and parcel of Krishna. Because we all want all our existence. What are we doing? We want to have happiness. We want to seek pleasure. That's what everybody is doing so much. These whole buildings in the city, they are all raised so high. And they are all working so hard for what? For happiness. Not for money or the money, they think by money I'll get happiness. By doing different things, by different intox, they get happiness. But the essence is they want to seek pleasure, the happiness. That's the whole, ultimately, sum total of our existence is to seek happiness. And we are running from pillar to post to get happiness. Oh, I'm not finding here, maybe I'll try this. Oh, no, I'm not here. I'm not in this restaurant. Let me go to another restaurant. Oh, not this movie. Okay, another movie. No, not this place. I'll go to another place. We are just running for what? Just to see happiness. So where is that tendency is coming from for us? It's coming from Krishna. So what is that? We can understand with this that Krishna, what is he doing? What is he doing? What is his goal? He's just to seek pleasure. How our goal is to seek pleasure. We can understand that that we are part and parcel. So we can understand that Krishna's goal is also Krishna. What he does, he is seeking pleasure. But for us to seek pleasure, we have to look outside. We cannot be happy within us. We are seeking outside, but we are seeking in wrong places in this material world. The conditioning state, we have forgotten Krishna. But this process of devotion service is to revive our love for Krishna. That is the process of devotion service. To revive our love for Krishna means to direct our senses, our mind, everything to seek pleasure with Krishna, in Krishna. Because that is where the pleasure is, not in this material things. We may try hard, we are trying hard from many, many lifetimes to seek pleasure in this material world in different bodies, but we are not successful. So for us, we can't seek pleasure ourselves. But Krishna is not like that. Krishna is fully Atmaram, is fully satisfied. He doesn't need our service, he doesn't need our pleasure, our service or anything. That is where Radharani comes. So Radharani is manifestation of Krishna's internal potency, and also she is very merciful to all living entities. She is very merciful to all living entities who have forgotten Krishna. So Radharani brings us, she is the manifestation of devotional service also. Whatever devotion for Krishna exists, it's all her manifestation. And Krishna is always attracted to her. So the love for Krishna is sometimes called prema or bhava. And Radharani has a special prema for Krishna, which no one else has. That's called Mahabhava. Only Radharani has that special love for Krishna, which no one else has. All others, all are serving Radharani or assisting Radharani in her service to give pleasure to Krishna. So Radharani wants all the living entities, all the conditioned souls to assist her in serving Krishna. She's eager. Because she is the manifestation of all devotion service that is there. And then because she's sending all her associates, her manjaris, all our acharyas, they are all associates of Radharani. They are the associates of Radharani who have come here to share about Krishna, to tell about Krishna and to take us back to Krishna. So because Krishna is Atma Ram, he doesn't need anyone and he doesn't need our service, so he has no business with us. Prabhupada explains in another lecture again that if you want to meet a great personality, you need to approach through someone, a very wealthy or great personality. The ordinary person cannot approach directly, right? He can't go and knock on the door. He has to approach through someone who is known to that personality, internal circle or personality. Then that personality will be ready to meet us. So like that, Krishna is transcendental. He is absolute. He is Atmaram. He doesn't need us. So we have to approach through Radharani. That's why you see that in Vrindavan, everybody is always calling out Radha's name, Radhe, Radhe, and then immediately you see in Vrindavan, Jai Shri Radhe is mentioned here. To that extent that our acharyas, they even say that we have nothing to do with Krishna. We worship Krishna because
he has to do with Radharani.
Radharani loves nothing to do with Krishna. So what is called Rupa Anugas or Rupa Manjari's Radharani's dear associate. We are following in this mark too because Radharani is worshipping Krishna. So we worship her. Now, how Krishna and Radha has to worship? Actually, Radha and Krishna are worshipped, are served in Ragamar, or in the transcendental love, in a purified state. We cannot approach Radha and Krishna in our conditioned state. Even Radharani also. We need to purify ourselves further. So we worship Radha and Krishna as in the Vidhi Marga. Vidhi Marga means in the rule with the rules and regulations. So Raga Marga means spontaneous, it is. Not transcendental spontaneous, it is. There are no rules and regulations. But in our conditioned state, we cannot approach Krishna and Radha Krishna in that. But actually, their love is Ragamar, means it is transcendental. There are no rules and regulations. When gopis are serving Krishna and or the Manjari is serving Radha and Krishna, there are no rules and regulations they follow. It's all whatever it is given, it is for the pleasure of Lord. They ready to follow. Like we see once, this first time where Dwarka Krishna is telling, I have a headache. And then he's asking, then everybody is, all the queens came and Krishna, what can we do to relieve your headache? And then Krishna says that, no, I need dust from the feet of my devotees. One of you can give your dust from your feet. And then the feet said, no, you can't. We'll go to hell. And then, Krishna says, then Narada Muni comes there. He asks Narada Muni also. Narada Muni also says, I can't give. Then he says, the only way I can get relief from my headache is go to Vrindavan and ask gopis if they can do it. Narada Muni comes and then he says, then they say that I'm coming from Dwarka. Oh, how is Krishna? No, he has headache. Oh, what can we do for his headache? He wants dust from the devotees' feet. And then the gopi said, we are not his devotees, but we'll try. And then, they go, they immediately put out a big cloth. And then they are putting their feet in the sand, and then they're coming and moving the dust particles from the cloth, and then a big bundle of dust. And then says, gopis, you look like you don't know much about the scriptures and all. You look very uneducated. Don't you know Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? If you give your feet dust of your feet, you'll go to hell. And gopis say that we are ready to go and suffer in hell for eternity if it relieves Krishna's headache for even a moment. So that is the love of gopis. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains in Chaitanya Charitamrita what is the definition of pure love. He says that there are ample evidence and circumstances for a conjugal relation to break, but it never breaks. That is called pure love. So in this world, any relation we want to keep, you will need one reason to break. One big enough reason is there according to us, then all relations are gone. But Krishna Kaviraj Goswami explains that this transcendental love is all. There are ample reasons and circumstances for a relation to break. So many. Millions of reasons maybe. But still that relation never goes. That relation is transcendental, pure love. That can only be there with the pure devotees Radharani and Krishna. They are one and all the gopis. They are all Radharani's expansions, all the gopis are. So they are ready to. Radharani is telling that when we sing in the sixth Shastakam that even if you are not appearing in front of me, you can deal with me the way you want. Mahaprabhu is praying in Radharani's mood. So, but I will remain your servant. That is the the consciousness of gopis and Srimati Radha. So we are not in that consciousness. We have to purify. But to purify that ourselves, what our acharyas have given is the Vidhi Marga. either worship of Radha and Krishna in the rules and regulations. That's what we have a time. Today time will change. Sometimes we have exception, but generally, we have Vidhi Marga. We have the worship of Radha Krishna happens on time to the clock. It has to happen on time. If it is not happening, it's an offense. Say that it's offense. There are 64 rules and regulations. Rupa Goswami gives in Nectar of Devotion. So many rules and regulations we have to follow. Why? Because by following these rules and regulations, we develop love for Krishna. Because all these rules and regulations are actually the pure devotees what they do, how they worship Radha and Krishna. But now we are doing it with the rules and regulations. We are doing it with on the clock as a rule. For a period of time, what happens is that becomes natural. Prabhupada again gives example that he's telling anything we want to learn driving. First, we have to practice driving. And over a period of time, it becomes natural that now after driving, the people they can eat and drive, and do so many things and drive. And then most dangerous is the chant and drive also. So then becomes it natural. Now you are driving with only one hand. Now that's also gone. Now you are getting autopilot. The driving is given to the machines now. They learn how to drive also. So easy. So like that, but it's into practice. So of course we cannot put robot here to worship Krishna. We are doing it for purifying ourselves for our pleasure. But in the world, that's what again I said earlier. People are doing so many things to seek pleasure. They think that if I just sit and sleep in the car and car is going, I will be very happy. And they are trying to invent all these things. But the whole Vidhi Marga Prabhupada has given is, or the Acharyas have given is to develop that love for Krishna, the process. So chanting, the pure devotees are chanting, also they are also chanting Krishna's holy name. In the chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra also, we are calling out Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So in this, we are worshipping Radha Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra because Hare means Radha. This internal potency of Radha of Krishna is also called Hara. Prabhupada explains again. Hara when addressed as Hare. Like Vrindavan, Radha is addressed as Radhe. When you go to Vrindavan, everyone is calling Radhe Radhe. Because they are calling to Radha, Radhe Radhe. They are not calling as they are speaking. Radhe Radhe means that person is calling Radharani. When you call to Radha, you are calling as Radhe. So when you call Hara, you call as Hare. When you say Hare Krishna, that means you are calling Radha Krishna. Oh Radha Krishna, we are calling again and again. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We are calling in this one verse 8 times Radha Krishna, Radha Krishna. Or Radhe Krishna. Then if somebody is calling you Jainita Guru, then you say, what happening? What do you want? So then they are asking, if they ask what you want, first they have to hear, because our calling is not pure. That's why I'm practicing to call every day. 8 times of Radha Krishna's name into 16 into 108 into 16. So Prabhupada explains, when you call Radha and Krishna, oh Radhe, oh Krishna, internal potency of the Lord, then they say, what do you want? Please engage me in your service. That's our prayer. That's why Mahaprabhu is telling us, na janam, na sundarim, na kavitam. So we don't want wealth, we don't want anything. The pure devotees. We have our own, sometimes we have our own desires. We want this, we want that. But actually, the real prayer of chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is, I don't want anything. I just want to engage in your service, birth after birth. Mama Janma Janmani. So birth after birth, I just want to engage yourself. That's what we are praying every day. So we are worshipping Radha Krishna every day by just chanting Hare Krishna. So Radha and Krishna are inseparable. Please. So Radharani manifested or appeared in this world on this day, very auspicious day. Please. So we can, to understand Radha Krishna is not our capacity, without conditions. All we can say is that by just chanting this Hare Krishna mantra, we can understand that we can understand. We just have to pray that to please engage in their service. Their pastimes are very deep. There are so many books our acharyas have written on their pastimes. And the same acharya have told us not to read those books. Bhakti Thakur once come to Bhaktivinoda Thakur and it's one of the book. I don't know. Huh? Govinda Leelamrita. He said, I want to translate this book. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, make 2 copies, one for you, one for me. No one else should read this. Because when you read, you get bewildered. We think, oh, this is like how a young boy and young girl have this material loving things, activities. But they are transcendental. We can't understand it, no conditions. So, on this auspicious day, all we can do is to pray Radha and Krishna that please engage me in your service. That's the only prayer. Prabhupada didn't say, purify me. Prabhupada didn't say, give this, give me ability to serve you. Or the Acharya said, the meaning of this Hare Krishna mantra is very simple. It is just to pray to Radha and Krishna to just engage in their service. You just pray that, everything else will come. They will give ability, they will purify us, they will do everything. They will solve all the problems of the material, of whatever we have. So on this day, we can pray, and Radharani is very merciful. We discussed that she is very merciful to her devotees. So she will recognize, if you have sincerely prayed, she will engage in the service. And that service, when you are engaged in service of Radha and Krishna, then that is also how we get that happiness. I was saying yesterday, all the devotees, they were decorating, so many flower arrangements and all. So much of time they have, many devotees have put. This evening you will come and see all decorations, they are not put in place, but just a service it is. So many hours, late nights, so many days, so many devotees are doing, serving Lord. So what they want? Nothing. They just want the service. Temple is not paying them anything. They are just voluntarily coming and serving to just serve Krishna and Radha and Krishna. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Just serving Radha and Krishna. So that is our prayer on this day. Again, is that for Radha and Krishna, please engage me in your service. I've been told to stop at 8. I will follow the Vidhi Marga and stuff. Thank you.
Thank you for giving class, Prabhu. My question was about how you mentioned that the soul has the nature to enjoy because Krishna also has that nature. Sometimes there's this feeling that even in our spiritual practice that we shouldn't enjoy, that there should be no enjoyment. So what does it mean to enjoy with Krishna and to enjoy serving rather than Krishna?
Yeah, when you serve, automatically that happiness comes. If you don't get happiness, that means our service is wrong. We are not serving proper understanding or proper attitude or mood. So when you say we don't seek pleasure, means don't seek pleasure for material happiness. So when you serve Krishna, there should be automatically there is pleasure involved in that, not separated. We cannot go on with service if you don't feel that happiness. That's why some devotees leave bhakti. When they come so close to Krishna and serving Krishna, They leave bhakti. They leave completely, they go away from devotion. Why? Because they are not getting that pleasure. What they used to get to serve Radha Krishna, they are not getting. Why? Because again Radharani's role is there. Aparadha happens. Not Radharani's role it is, but related to Radharani. Since Radha means who is always serving Krishna. Aparadha means takes away from Radha and Krishna. Because when you commit offenses, what will happen is in the devotional service we feel burnt out, or of course there are sometimes some things happen also, but when we are committed offenses, we see all activities of devotional service doesn't give us any taste or any desire to do devotional service. Even just plain picking up beads becomes so heavy. The beads become like the 20-pound bead, one bead can't even pick up and hold it for long. When you pick up and try to chant, want to keep it down because of the offenses. Aparadha. When you commit offenses to devotees, Radharani doesn't like it. And she goes away from us. And she withdraws her mercy. When that happens, we don't feel pleasure, we don't feel happiness. So yes, as we are not looking for even transcendental happiness also, but we are just serving. In that, happiness will come on its own. Proper mood. When you say don't look for pleasure, means don't look for material happiness. And also don't look, spiritual happiness doesn't come because there is no equation there. Okay, today I chant, I do DT dressing, and after that 2 hours I do DT dressing, then 20 minutes I should be spiritually happy. There is no equations like that. Spiritual happiness does not come because you did service. Okay, today I served whole day, I completely decorated the whole temple hall. The whole night I'll be sleeping in bliss. No, you'll be so tired that you'll be sleeping in pain. So spiritual happiness also that Radharani has to give us. And she feels that yes, you served well, and she feels she'll give that happiness now. So love or devotional service or devotional happiness, it comes by the mercy of Radha and Krishna. That's why we don't seek pleasure like that. It comes.
It seems like there is a mood of also like how a mother takes care of their child. Like they're not, the pleasure isn't for them. The pleasure comes from their child being happy. So is it similar like that? Like when we decorate,
service.
it's like they'll be happy and we find that happiness.
Service. The pure love of Radha and Krishna is manifested in this world to some extent in the love of mother and child. Because it's selfless. Mother is serving child, mostly selfless. Just seeing the child happy gives pleasure to mother. So mother spends sleepless nights to take care of the child. Asim Govind Prabhu is there, he can tell so many stories. He has 2 kids. 2 twins he has to take care. So but they are doing selflessly. That gives that happiness. Of course, there are some material element is not, because we are not serving all children of the world, serve all children. That is there, but the service of Radha and Krishna is not like that. There is no tinge of personal thing. It's mine or not mine. They don't see that. Oh, this is my devotee. This is not my devotee. They see everybody. They give a chance for everyone.
Thank you.
Krishna. I felt it was so profound. The gopis willing to, essentially give up their eternal soul for one moment of Krishna's happiness. And it's like, why do you think, maybe this is clear, but why do you think Krishna would put the gopis in a situation where they would sacrifice their eternal soul to like a hellish existence?
Good question. So that's true, because when it's any offense to Krishna, like putting our feet on Krishna, in offense, then we are condemned to go to hell. That's true. But that is again rules and regulations. Like why it is rules and regulations. One of the rule is we can't mistreat Krishna's form, Krishna form. It's rules and regulations. But gopis are above rules and regulations. Like I said also that they don't have to follow rules and regulations. Krishna doesn't take it as an offense. Because the love doesn't take it as an offense. So Krishna has given these rules and regulations for our sake, so that we can follow these rules and regulations in worshipping Radha and Krishna, and we can purify ourselves. But the gopis are already purified. So for them, these rules and regulations does not apply. They don't. So Krishna's rules are different for different people, you can say, because the pure devotees for Krishna is always dear. And Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says, that my devotees are dear to me. So for them, it is different. He takes care of them differently. So these rules and regulations for us. So, but like that, Narada Muni said that, because that's a general rule. It is can't commit offense to Krishna, otherwise go to hell. But gopis say that they are not. It just says the bhav of the mood of gopis, how to serve Krishna. But actually, they didn't go to hell. Krishna, because they are above rules and regulations. They're transcendental. They just came to this world because Krishna appeared here. Krishna came and he did pastimes. The gopis all appeared to enhance Krishna's pastimes, to give pleasure to him. And when Krishna left this world, all gopis also left with him to Golaka to planet. But we don't have choice. Krishna and all gopis came by their choice to this material world. So they from there, when they came and they went back to Golaka. But we don't have choice. We came and took this birth in this body. We don't without choice. Nobody gave a choice to me or to us that do you want this body? Otherwise, we would have all chosen to be born in a billionaire family or like that. We don't have choice. We are bound by rules and regulations. Whatever activities we do in this life, we get next life. We are bound by that activities. It's called karma. So we are forced to put into another body in next life. But gopis, they don't have that. They are not bound by karma. They came because Krishna manifested. When Krishna comes, all gopis, rather than everybody comes. All his internal potency comes. They came to this world. They performed pastimes in Dwarka and Vrindavan and all. And then immediately they went back to the spiritual world. So that way, they are transcendental, it's called. But we are not. So this applies to us.
So, Sri Krishna, what would you say, what would you classify as offenses in general? Because I may not be trying to do offense, but what if it happens?
Yeah, there are different types of offenses.
Sundarnath, but we could not hear that question.
So the question is, what are the different types of offenses? What is classified as offense? So there are different types of offenses classified against in the next of devotion. There's Namaparad, that is the offenses against the holy name. And there is Seva Parad, offenses when we perform the service to the Lord. The Dham Aparad, offenses we perform for the holy Dham, or the Dham means the spiritual abode of the Lord. And then Vaishnava Aparad, offenses we perform to other devotees. Now what they are, it's a whole seminar. Like what are all called offenses and all that. So they are all in the, but in the most of, in these all offenses, the dreaded one is the Vaishnava Aparad. It is called mad elephant offense. Because if you perform this offense, that is Vaishnava Aparad, that is when we offend a devotee. Offending a devotee means knowingly or unknowingly when we cause distress or unhappiness to a devotee, to another devotee. That's called Vaishnava Aparad. Even unknowingly also, considered as Vaishnava Aparad. When another devotee, because of our actions or our speech or our behavior, he feels unhappy or he feels hurt, that is called Vaishnava Aparad. When one performs this Vaishnava Aparad, our devotional creeper gets uprooted. We lose our devotional service. So it's mentioned that how when a mad elephant enters a enters a field, or it uproots all the plants. It just destroys the whole field. Our devotional creeper is tiny creeper. It is just rotated and then it's just growing. If an elephant comes and tramples it, what happens? The creeper destroys it. So that's why it is called mad elephant offense. So other offenses it's mentioned that Haristane aparade tare harina. So when we do other offenses like the offenses to the deities or to the holy name also or to the holy dham, the remedy is to chant the holy names. Tavastane aparade nahe paritra. If you commit an offense to a Vaishnava, there is no remedy. The only remedy is when that Vaishnava forgives. This is a beautiful song. Vaishnava talks about that song. It says that. So for all other offenses, you just sincerely chant holy name. Krishna forgives our offenses. But for Vaishnava aparad, when Krishna will not forgive. Durvasa Muni committed an offense to Ambarish Maharaj, and then he went to Krishna, Vishnu. Please forgive me. He said, I can't do anything. You have to go back to Ambarish Maharaj. And then he goes to Ambarish Maharaj and Ambarish Maharaj forgives him. So Vaishnava Aparad is like that. Everybody is there, but we have to serve the devotee, whoever is at by us. But that removes our devotion. We have to be very careful with Vaishnava. Is that answers?
Yes.
Yeah, that's okay.
Sundarnath Prabhu, there's a question from William Prabhu. William Prabhu, go ahead.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for a wonderful class today. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I do.
Hare Krishna. Of the offenses, I have a question. One of the offenses of being distracted, was it being distracted when chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra?
Yes.
Okay, can you give me an example of what it means to be distracted when chanting the Krishna Maha Mantra?
He doesn't know. He never does that.
You want the demo? Yeah, give the demo. Give you the demo now. See. This is called distracted chanting, which we do every day. Hare Is that answers, Prabhuji?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, thank you.
Yeah. So offensive chanting means without. It's also an offense to be not attentive while chanting the. We sing every day. We say every day after the 10 offenses of holy name. That's the mother of the holy name offense. But the remedy for chanting Hare Krishna, the Nama Prad is chanting Hare Krishna. Even if you are chanting Hare Krishna, better not to see mobile, but even if you are seeing mobile, keep chanting Hare Krishna. One day we'll stop looking at the mobile. Yes, Joseph.
Thank you. In regards to offences, there's two parts to this question. What do we do when we may find that the people that we could be offending may have an oversensitivity or that are sort of like heightened in their sensitivity towards what they may consider offences, and how do we combat that? And then secondly, why is it that as an organization we are so willing to let and allow seemingly underqualified, personally myself included, people around things like devotional service, chanting and Vaishnavas when there's such a high risk of offense to be caused, yet it is such our mood to bring people constantly in the association of service, Vaishnavas and chanting. When there's such a high risk of offense, why do we do this so often?
Yeah, good question. The first question is how someone is very sensitive. If they take for everything an offense, how to deal with it? The second question is, just repeating here. So, second question is, why our organization, we are bringing all these devotees together who are not purified and, letting commit offense to each other. Right? So yes, devotees are not same. Some are very sensitive, some are not sensitive. But they are sensitive for what? We should know that. When you are living with devotees or when you are with close devotees, some devotees are sensitive for some aspect. Another devotee may not be sensitive for that. So we need to discriminate that. We need to see that, okay, this is very sensitive for this devotee. When I say like this devotee doesn't like, another person may not mind it. Accordingly, we should discern our behavior. Seeing that, okay, it's not an excuse that some are sensitive. Yes, they're sensitive. That's right. That's correct. Because they are devotees, they are personalities. They are all unique personalities. Krishna likes like that. We have to see that. Which ones, for what they are sensitive, what they are not, and we have to be away from that. When somebody is sensitive in their sleep, we can't go and keep making noise there. But their sleep is sensitive. They are sleeping in the ashram, and then we make big noises. Then I did one offense once to Manohar Prabhu, listen to me, to disturb him in the sleep.
Oh.
I don't know. So like that, so we have to be sensitive for that. And then the second question is, why we have this, what devotees together? Because the only way we can advance is also when we are in association of devotees. So when we are in association of devotees, then only the advancement of our devotional service will happen. As a sadhu sangha it is. By sangha, it is. Again, there are 9 stages of devotional service. Know that? Anartha Nivritti starts with Adho Shraddha, Tata Bhajana Kriya, Sadhu Sangha, then Bhajana Kriya. So we cannot perform bhajana without sadhu sangha. If you are not in association of devotees, our bhajana, our devotion service will stop. Third stage is after one stage, we go to another stage. So Shraddha, Tata, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti. So once we come to Anartha Nivritti, we'll get all stuck there. All of us stuck. To cross that stage is a difficult part. At the same time, we cannot neglect all other things. We cannot stop Bhajana Kriya, we cannot stop Sadhu Sangha. We cannot have our Shraddha go away. So if we are feeling that we are suffering this material world, we are at Anartha Nivritti stage when you are performing devotion service. And the devotees remind also of that. Sometimes devotees cause us that trouble to us or like that devotee's behavior, but that's all Anartha Nivritti stage. It's a process it is. That's why organization like ours, we are just following what is given scripture. Just the name is given, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. It is all laid out by our acharyas. All the practices. What we follow in morning program, there are 5 potent forms of devotion service. Rupa Goswami mentions. If you do these 5 things, it's very potent to advance in devotion service. That's all Prabhupada has put in the morning program.
Oh, no.
Okay.
You
They are still.
understood, right?
I think it's first have to push it before.
Oh, sorry. No, you are right.
No, let's
Stop
do it.
here.
Dang it.
Guru Puja.
I can understand that.
I am lower by the bhakti than you. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Devar Radharani ki
Jai.
Sundarnath Prabhu ki jai. Srimati Radharani ki jai. Praying intensely for Srimati Radharani's mercy ki jai. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
All right, so we're going to sign off. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Take care, everybody. We love you. Come again tomorrow. Jeffrey Eckler, happy birthday. Happy birthday.